Hi, it's Angie Settle with Your Health Done Right, and today I have a great guest. I'm so excited. I think this program's going to be fun. It's Carly McManus from 84 Agency, and I love their group. They have been, seems like forever, I'm sure, when you have to deal with me, but have been working with us for how many years now?
Since July of 2021. So
Right.
yeah, three years or so.
So I used to introduce people, and I would say, "Excuse me, have you met my social media person?" And I would put my hand out and be like, "It's me," because you know, with free clinics, you really try to do a lot of stuff yourself.
Right.
But that is not one of my talents for sure. I'm pushing, I'm 53, so it's very challenging sometimes. So we need all the help we can get. But these ladies are great. I'm going to let her tell you more about it. And then we're going to tie it into health, of course, because everything the Health Rate does is tied to the health of West Virginia. But go ahead, Carly. Tell us a little bit about your agency.
Yeah, thanks, Angie. Oh my gosh. No, 84 Agency, we're a communications firm. We founded in 2012 when we recognized that nonprofits need help with communications. They're so busy working to achieve their missions that the communication needs, telling the story of the work,
Absolutely.
ends up being the last thing at the end of the day. But the story of the work is really what people care about, especially people like in healthcare, potential patients, donors, all sorts of folks, potential volunteers, doctors who might be interested in helping West Virginians. So telling the story of the work is the most impactful thing. But my gosh, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So yeah, since July 2021, 84 Agency has been managing Health Rights social media, but not just social media.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, doing
lots of stuff.
Lots
and
of
what
stuff.
you said is so important about telling the story, because I'll tell you, just from being at Health Rate 27 years, it's always mission.
Right.
The next program, the next thing, and then when we're out, because everybody knows. Nonprofits depend on funding and grants, and you're out trying to tell everybody, and you're doing all this great work, but you're so busy doing the work that you don't stop to tell the story, and it's your everyday life, so you think everybody knows what you're doing.
Right.
But they don't know what you're doing because you're not putting it out there. So that's the part you have to hit the brakes, take that pause, and tell the story. And that's what I love so much about you guys, because you get it, and it's very authentic.
It's authentic to Health Right.
It's authentic to Health Right. Like when I look at the stuff that you do, it's what I would do if I had the brains and the artsy-fartsy part that I don't have. So, but it captures the feeling behind it.
Yes, yeah.
And that's so important. So part of kind of what we're going to talk about today is, of course, I want to talk about 84, but, how you connect that to how you use social media to better the health of West Virginia, and you all do that wonderfully. Not just through our clinic, but other nonprofits, and make impact. But so tell me a little bit about how 84 started, and you and Jen and the staff and that kind of thing.
So back in 2012, we noticed that nonprofits needed help, and so we now are a full-service agency. We're based here in Charleston. We work exclusively with nonprofits and change makers and organizations that have a mission. And because we're full service, we don't just manage social media. We do all the graphic design, we do all the messaging, all the press relations, we'll produce videos, we build websites. So anything that a patient or a donor or anybody in the community, when they come in contact with materials like a brochure or annual report, our firm helps the nonprofit execute that. And so we work across a lot of different sectors. So we work with you at Health Right, but we also, right now, we've got a campaign trying to recruit new foster parents across the state. So that's statewide effort, generating leads, getting people interested in that.
That's so important.
It's so important.
As you know, I have 6 of my own, and then we adopted 2 through foster care. So that's
opening your
so
home
important.
It's such a big decision too.
It's a huge decision.
It's a huge decision, and so getting people to imagine themselves as folks who could do that. So that's what 84 Agency does. We do something that we call values-based communications, and so what that means is that we think about what is the core value that is driving the work. And so at Health Right, it's not just compassion for fellow
Right.
West Virginians and their health, but it's also dignity and like human dignity, being able to like feel healthy, be able to go to work.
Right.
And so honestly, we think about that not when we're just writing the copy for the website, we think about that for all the copy and the graphics that end up on social media.
Yeah.
So it's really a holistic way of approaching
It
communications.
absolutely is. And
Yeah.
I think, as being, somebody is a recipient of your care and services, it comes through and everything.
Oh, I'm
Because
so
some
glad.
people
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean. Some people are just, they're throwing
Yeah.
it together, they don't get it.
Yeah.
I've had that experience. We actually had one time that we had an effort with somebody and we tried to do a video, and they shall remain nameless. But it just wasn't authentic
Yeah.
because I think you guys take the time
Yeah.
to really get the mission,
Yeah.
and you talk to us to see what we're really wanting people to understand, and it's so important. And it's hard sometimes as a nonprofit because you want to put all your dollars into
Yes.
services and care, but to think,
Yeah.
take that pause, because if you don't tell the story,
Yeah.
other people, funders, etc., they won't understand the mission.
Right.
But then also it's great for, potential patients to see that and really, I guess, feel that love behind it and feel the heart of
Right.
what we do. And
Right.
it's not just,
Right.
it's not just handing out pills or whatever.
Right.
They really, the whole thing means a lot to us. And I think you guys do
Yeah.
a great job doing that.
Thank you, Angie.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that means a lot to me.
Yeah,
That
I'm making
does.
sure everything stays consistent. I know before, which seems so
Well, that's
silly.
what I was going to say. Every post
Yeah.
that you make, anybody can make a social media post. I mean, we do it for ourselves all the time as individuals, but when you're posting on behalf of an organization, you have to think about how is the post that you're making on social media strengthening the brand? How is the post forwarding the mission? How is it building trust with potential patients or potential
Right.
employees? Because everybody's looking, And
Everybody's looking. Once you post it on social media, it's there forever.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah. So when we started working with you all, we noticed that there were opportunities to strengthen the brand.
There were opportunities, okay.
There were opportunities, yeah.
Right.
You had a great logo with a big heart, and so that was at the core of the mission. Extending, healthcare with heart
Right.
is the slogan that we worked
Yes.
on together.
Absolutely.
And now it's recognizable. It's in all the messaging.
Yeah,
it's in the
but
videos.
it's true though, because then you get people, they want to pull out their, the cricket or whatever, and they're wanting to put the logos on everything,
Yeah,
and before you know
right.
it just gets.
Right.
So I do like that because it is. That heart, that logo. When I look at it, it's so much more than just a picture. It
Right.
is
Yeah.
everything we do, what we represent,
Right.
how we care for people. So I think you guys have helped us for sure further that and bring that to fruition. And when we look at it, there's a lot of pride in it because I
Yeah.
feel like it's like, decades of work and effort and everything.
It
for
is.
sure.
It represents the whole legacy of the organization. So that's why
Absolutely.
even we post a lot on your behalf, but you all are also posting on the ground, like folks who are delivering care, the
Right.
folks on your team, your employees, they post from the cooking classes on the west side, the community center. All of that content is meaningful and builds out the
Yeah.
brand.
And I think during
yeah.
the show they'll show some
They'll show some
posts
stuff. Yeah,
just from our
yeah.
Facebook, and a lot of that 84 is crafted help. That's funny because I'll be at an event and I'll send a screenshot and I'll be like, here's a little bit of what I would say, and they make it sound so much nicer and put it out there. But you
Yeah.
get details from an event you're speaking
Right.
at or somewhere that you're at, and but it's good. And in today's world too, it's so challenging to get. You got to get it out there quickly.
Right.
Like everybody, if you have an event going on right then, you want to get it out there quickly, especially if it's like kind of an outreach effort and get the thing. So it's not something you can just shelve and say, well, I'll put this up in a few days. It's the world
immediate.
moves fast now. So you have to be on your toes and on that. And people really depend on that. Even more, like when I age myself, back in the day when you just only relied on billboards and TV and radio ads and things like
Right.
that. It's not like that. People hear about things and they move fast.
Right.
It's
And the
crazy.
market is so different than 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
People get their information from a lot of different places, and so it's not just social media. You do have to have billboards, you do have to be on broadcast TV, you do have to have radio spots, because you want to be reaching people wherever they are.
Right.
And so social media is a great way because a lot of folks can access that stuff for free, and so they've got accounts, they have relationships. Most recently, the event that Health Right put on, the We Care WV Day, Day. I mean,
Yeah.
hugely successful.
Yes, and I was going to
Yes.
bring that up
Yeah.
too, because I will be honest, I was like, yeah, we probably won't get a big turnout. It's a growing year, blah, 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 blah. But you guys were really instrumental in that. And that, again, that's something we'll be having every October. But getting the word out there, you all helped a lot with that to be very effective in the fact of what we were doing, what the plan was. And then it was a crazy day. We saw so many people, 500 people in one day.
500 people.
500 people
Right,
in one day, but with your help, it really helped to get the word out there.
And one of the ways we did that, because we used traditional media to make sure, it was the cover of the Gazette, above the fold, so people who read the Gazette saw it. But also, it was one of the best performing posts on Facebook that we've ever made for you in 3
I didn't know
years.
that. That's amazing.
536 shares.
Wow.
So to get 500 people to the location on the day, you have to have 536 people on the internet sharing to their community. So everyone that follows Health Right is a spokesperson, a potential spokesperson for Health Right. And so they know in their networks who needs health care, who can't afford it.
And that's key.
Yes.
That's key. That is one of the huge, there's a lot of negatives on social media these days, but that's definitely one of the positives that you can get word out to people.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want. What I want for the organization is to get the word to people that are in need so that they are able to access those services. And so, that goes to the whole topic today of how do you use social media to advance the health and wellness of West Virginia.
Yeah.
And we at Health Right are always trying to do that. So, you guys have helped us so much. I can't even be in. Okay, we can go into the Chef Paul thing, the Prep to Serve Appalachia program, which is a really unique way to help people with their health and wellness. Because with that program, as you well know, but our viewers may not, and we may have him on in the future. It's a great program where we're taking 10 individuals a quarter that are like either in recovery or getting back on their feet that really need a job placement. And Health Right's going to do what Health Right does best. Wraparound services, medications, help support them wherever they need it. But Chef Paul's doing those classes for a month, followed by 2 months of on-the-job placement, a front of house or back of house training. So instead of it being stuck in culinary school for 12 months, it's 1 month of action-packed fun with Chef Paul in our teaching kitchens. And then he's going to actually place you out in the field, and then hopefully at the end of it, place you in jobs. So we just had our first cohort go through. We're starting to recruit for our second one. But how exciting is that? Because overall health, everybody's talking about social determinants of health, which I always think, that's old news to Health Right. That's what we've been looking at for years. It's not just the medicines and, seeing somebody in the room and sending them. It's everything, that whole 360-degree view of somebody, and everything that impacts our health, which would be, of course, employment,
Employment, yes.
jobs, income, all that kind of stuff. So getting the word out there on things like that, that was really fun because, which I love you guys, because I can throw these ideas out there. Well, here's what I'm thinking, and then you all come back with all this nice design stuff, and I'm like, it usually doesn't take long. I'm like, nah, I'm not thinking that. And then you're like, bam, and I'm like, yep, that's it. As soon as I see it, because I'm just not artsy craftsy at all, design wise. But like the logo,
don't sell yourself short.
Well, I'm not, but I mean, I kind of have in my head kind of what I'm thinking. I have a vision. I just don't know how to execute it, and I think it's important. That's where you guys come in, because you can't underestimate, in my opinion, quality, and I like quality, and I love quality for our patients. So anytime we execute something, I want them to feel it. It's not just thrown together and scribbled. It's a well thought out program, and we capture that. And you want to capture the excitement of the program, and when people look at that, you want to be like, wow, that's something I want to do.
Yeah, and since it's a new program, people are curious. Audiences are like, is this for me? I want to know more. And so what you want to do when you're posting something about a new program that a nonprofit might be offering, make sure that while it's a new program, it might have a new logo or a new name, make sure that it's within the realm of the brand, because people trust Health Right's brand. They've seen the materials, they've gone to We Care WV Day, they've had maybe services delivered to them, and so they trust the name, and so then they're open to saying, well, if Health Right put their name on this, and Chef Paul heard his name out there, he's accomplished, he's impressive.
Winning that award, I had to make the joke because we talked and planned this whole program out, and then he won the James Beard Award, and then I came back and I was like texting him, I'm like, we still on for that program?
Yeah. But like, what an incredible opportunity to help individuals who may have barriers and limitations when it comes to accessing healthcare, who need an extra helping hand to get an opportunity like that one. To work with, an incredible chef who's renowned, award-winning, and so then they've got purpose, they've got opportunity, they've also got a connection to a great
a medical home.
Yes, a medical home.
So and that's the big thing about it. At the end of the program, even if they're off and they're working and they're employed, we're still going to be there for them.
Right.
We serve so many people in the food service industry. It's nothing for me to go out to dinner or something, and I regularly see our patients. I'm like, hey, Angie.
That's really cool.
And that's great because that's a much needed service. It's great for the community, but also, they need to have health care as well.
Yes.
We need to keep them healthy and working, so that's kind of where we come into it. But it's been great, that program, because you come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I don't think about it, and then I hit the elevator and I smell the food, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
they're here today.
It's some of our favorite things.
Let's go taste test.
Oh, it's so fun to go to the teaching kitchens that you all have when we bring our camera equipment, because we produce photography so that everything looks great. It's not just like stock photos.
Absolutely.
It's real pictures that people can trust. But the smells, so good. So every time I leave the locations I'm just starving. So it's really fun. But another thing that we really leveraged for Health Right is that you all have a lot of programs like the Teaching Kitchen programs, like culinary classes, exercise classes that happen in these locations on a regular schedule. So they repeat, weekly, monthly. And
that's great.
And then that's great because there's a lot of sustainable.
I will tell you, before you guys were involved, it was like there was so much stuff going on, and I get so frustrated because our staff's so busy, and they wouldn't get something posted, and then you don't get the turnout because people don't know about it. So just having that background,
we were able to really
being built.
We worked really hard with you for the first year to really understand what is repeating, what can we explain to people, because there are sometimes updates, it changes week to week, whatever. And so social media is a great way to make sure that the most recent information is available to people, because that's where they're going to look for it. Like, they might go to the website, but people are going to go on social media and look for, like, is it that exact time, or did the location change, or do I have to bring something with me? And so, but we've been able to use, like, and I want to give this out as a tip, the Facebook events, the feature, when you start an event or create an event on Facebook, you can renew a reschedulable event so that it's, every week, or and you can then help the staff make changes to that event live. So we set it up and make sure that it keeps going, but then your staff is able to, on the ground, know exactly what needs to be updated so community members know what's up. And so they can show up at the right times and bring the things that they need.
I think it's really helped, though, because we've always had really great classes and these great offerings, but if you don't tell people, they don't know. Or it's a great way if you have a last-minute shift, or say somebody has to cancel. We have a volunteer that has to cancel, whatever. But it's made. I enjoy just looking at the pictures. It makes me want to go there because. And everything's so different. Like, we have an edge, on the west side has a certain way, and then the east end. But my goal is, of course, the patients, they would go to all of them.
All the locations,
just kind of have a smorgasbord of offerings. But that's something that I'm proud of that you guys have really helped us with. That I feel like it's accessible to anybody, and anybody that has, looks on the internet or whatever, that goes to social media, they can find that. And I think that's important, because when people need that information, they need to have that out there, and they need to be able to access it. And a lot of times, in our world, people are going to give up if it's not out there.
If it's too challenging.
Life moves too fast.
If it's too many clicks, then you lose people. And so what we're always trying to do is how do we make sure that it is as simple as possible? And so that another rule of thumb that we follow is that every post has a link or a call to action that's clear, so that you're inviting people to participate in the mission. So the potential impact of every post has the ability to change somebody's life.
Wow, I didn't know you all did put so much into that. That's
we do. Cool. We do.
You're very passionate about it. Well, and it comes through in everything.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, because usually I have just healthcare people in here, literally. Somebody tied to healthcare, somebody that does something. But I was thinking about this show. My best ideas happen at 2 a.m. And I was thinking, I really want to have her on, because the impact is so broad. And it's really beyond just what you do. I mean, it's beyond just 84. And I'm not just here to brag about 84, but I'm here to brag about 84. It's the whole thing that you guys do, the whole thought behind it, your heart's really in it. And I'm so picky with people that I work with. I am so picky. Like, I really, like, I build relationships with people. I try to really see their heart, even from construction to engineers and, you know, all that kind of architects. And when I feel like they really get it, I stick with them.
Oh, well.
I stick with them.
We love, I mean,
So
it is
that's,
so much fun.
that's really
The work is
important
so
to
fun.
me because, again, like I said, people just, you know, putting their, I don't want that. I want somebody to really think through it, capture what we do. I should not brag on you so much because somebody might try to nab you and then you won't have so much time for me.
Oh, God. Well, we have a lot of fun, you know, because we're a small business and we're a team of 10. So we're, you know, women owned. We're based here in Charleston. We've got a
all female staff,
all
right?
female staff right
All
now.
right.
Yeah. But,
Awesome.
you know,
I know you've had men before. We're not anti-men.
Yeah.
But it is very pro-female.
Yes,
and I do think, I mean, I can say this as a woman. I think a lot of that sensitivity and stuff comes through. There's a lot of thought there.
Yeah,
And nothing against
Yeah,
me. That's great. But I'm just saying that's just the extra bonus for me. I feel like you guys, that really reflects in everything you do.
Yeah, we
sure.
care a lot. I mean, the thing about it is that, you know, we only work with nonprofits, but we feel like we're partners in the mission. And so we get to help impact people's care.
And I tell you
that's
what else,
really cool.
The funny thing is, and it's terrible, probably it's bad for you, is you make me feel like that we're like your only client.
Oh, God.
I mean, you really do.
Wow.
That's the truth. Like, you feel so individualized. I know you have other clients, but you feel so married to what we do and our mission and how we deliver it that I forget that there's other people out there. That's probably bad for you guys.
Oh, no.
But I mean, you do make us feel that. I feel like, you know, they're all part of the health right staff.
Well,
that's
that's why we have 10 people on the staff. You know, we're really busy. Yeah,
you are busy.
But that's the thing. We love working in the different sectors. So we, you know, work in health and we love that. That's incredible. I mean, a healthy West Virginia is a thriving West Virginia. But we also really like to make sure that the arts are accessible to people because that's nourishing another part of themselves. And then, you know, I talked about the foster care campaign. That is a really pressing issue in the state. You know, kids are waiting for homes, and we need homes to be waiting for kids, not kids to be waiting for homes in the state. And so, like, we really, I mean, every issue, that's the thing about working on these issues, is that they all feel like the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So sometimes, you know, we have to, you know, do self-care and like.
Oh, I'm sure.
And like
because that can be, it's hard.
It's hard. It can be taxing. I mean, you know, We Care WV Day is such a success, but it also represents the gap that Health Right's filling. But the fact that there is a gap and people do fall through the cracks and Health Right's catching them and serving them, like it's. I mean, it is really moving.
It is hard. That day I did that post off, you know, I don't know if you saw it or not, when I was out on the balcony and I was just shocked because there was a line.
It's overwhelming.
And I just thought, wow, because we do this work every day, but then there's still gaps.
Right.
There's still more to do.
Yeah.
It's hard because no matter how much need you fulfill and how much you try, there's always more.
Yeah.
So
So we
you
really
do have
feel
to do
that
some self-care
in our work. We really feel that because we feel like you know, real partners and real collaborators, and we don't just work with anybody. So I want to let you know that
we're special.
Yeah, well, we want to be collaborative partners.
Absolutely.
We're not just a vendor. You know, like,
no, you're not.
Yeah, you can hire a marketing firm to place Facebook ads if you want.
First time out, you get a 6-month contract. I just want to tell you all. You got to see, are we a good fit or not? I was like, what's this about?
Well, I mean,
are we going to cut the mustard?
We want to make an impact just as much as you do. And so, I mean, we're a creative firm. We have like really cool ideas, and we want to make sure really cool that is a good fit.
So even like this goes to the extent of like we're getting ready, coming up here in a little bit. You know, Volunteer of the Year dinner comes up, and we put a lot of thought into that, and we make sure we usually have a video based on our work that year and something about the volunteer that tells the message, and you guys put that together and you send it to me, and I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. And this, you know, this year just knocked it out of the park again. But all of that wraps in with Health Right telling that message. Thing that I noticed too that I love is like where we have the mobile dental unit, and the way you guys have really helped us because we go to all these different areas.
Right.
Get that out there when we're there.
Well, that's such important information because the mobile dental unit is literally meeting people where they are. But that means that they're there at a particular time for a window of time, and then they're gone to the next location.
Yeah.
So people who have trouble accessing dental services, I mean, you have to know exactly all the details.
Right.
And I think
especially since it rotates.
Since
And our
it
thing
rotates, yeah.
before would be like, well, just call us, we'll let you know. And but seeing it on there like, oh gosh, they're going to be there next week. I need to call them. I can get in.
Yes.
So important.
Yeah.
You guys have done a great job on that.
I remember when you first, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, and you said, hey, we're not seeing enough engagement with the mobile dental.
Right.
Like it doesn't have enough patients when it goes to the locations.
It's like people don't know about it.
Let's increase the outreach and education. And so we looked at how to target, the particular counties and making sure, like how, 'cause you can make a Facebook post and it can go out and people can see it, but are they the right people in the right locations? And so that takes know-how and skill.
And that is some amazing use of technology. Like this will blow your mind. Did you know that you can actually target ads?
Yes.
In Facebook and other places for the exact area and demographics? Wow, mind blown for this old lady.
Just a little bit of money can go a long way because a lot of these locations are they're very rural, so they have low population. So reaching those people, they've got cell phones, and so you're in their pocket. But making
it's a good
sure
use of money.
It's a good use of money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for like pennies and dollars, like
exactly. What happened was, I think we increased the engagement like over 78% just in the first couple weeks, and we had to turn off the ads because we filled it up. Yeah, we filled it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, just kind of just going over everything that you got. I can't even list everything you've done. It's a lot. I don't know that you have time for other clients if you're messing with us. Like we're a needy group over there.
You all are busy, but you're doing so many.
But trying to get it's over the years. It's in looking back, all the things that we've collectively built on. You guys have just been super instrumental in getting the word out there because it's so important. So important that people know about what you do, and we're doing so many good things under our ref that we really depend on you guys to tell people. Everything that we offer. Like we're in there like little worker bees doing it, but like you guys are right there, like taking the pics and getting the word out there, and it's really important.
It's a big job because it's not just Facebook, it's not just Instagram, X now, and LinkedIn is a big asset for HealthRight, for making sure that potential funders, foundations, grant opportunities, like that professional network, possible like folks who are looking for a career at HealthRight, like those kind of pieces of content, they're different than the ones you would put on Facebook.
That's a full-time job unto itself.
Right.
It is, and you guys do a great job with that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on today.
This is great.
Guys, just look up 84 Agency. They're amazing. I don't tout people very often. This is not a commercial for them, but just look at their amazing work. Go on our website, www.whealthright.org, and all those social media handles that I can't remember because I'm too old and I can't keep up with them, but she does it for me. And look at their great work, and we're just so thankful for you guys. Wish you much more success, but not too much that you ever get too busy for us.
Well, we really appreciate the opportunity to work with you.
Don't stop taking my texts, Carmen.
We will continue to do it.
But I appreciate
some of the best work we do.
And really proud because, again, it's a West Virginia grown business, West Virginians here, and I love to support that, and it always comes through in everything that they do. So I want to thank you for coming on and talking to me today.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you,
This
Carmen.
is really fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.